I've been thinking more and more about this cathedral, and I've decided that I want to build a park around the entire thing because I think it would look very interesting. I think it'd be kind of fun, and I think it just kind of makes sense that a cathedral like this, that's essentially going to end up being at the heart of our city, should probably have some kind of park around it. So that's what I've started building. I've started building some kind of park, and as you can see, it's got paths and it's got curves and it's got fences and trees and all sorts of things. And I'm at a little bit of an impasse with the entire project because I can't decide what I want to do. I can't decide, number one, what it should be called, which is why I'm going to throw it out to all of you. Basically, just leave a suggestion in the comment section below and we'll decide what it's going to be called. But that aside, I'm at an impasse because I'm remembering back to something I did during the Snowfall series, which was a while ago at this point, but it was something that I enjoyed. And that something was I would play with color. And I would play with color in a way that is completely unrealistic and that will be such a stark contrast to a lot of what's going on here within, you know, the Snowfall maps and all that stuff. But what I mean is you have these beautiful, beautiful trees covered in snow and all that stuff. I want to go in and play with color like this. Right? I want to go in and have some plants that for some reason that we can't... Why are you driving? Okay, you know what? That for some reason we can't explain aren't actually covered in snow. It's completely unrealistic. It's something I don't think I'm going to play with today necessarily because I want to know what you guys think of this as an idea. And I kind of want to explain my reasoning. And I don't have first-hand experience with this. I've never been to somewhere like Japan, but I've seen a lot of images of parts of Japan that have, I think, just cherry blossom trees or whatever they are. The trees with the pink leaves that, you know, start falling and all that stuff. And you see these beautiful pictures of these beautiful pink trees on this snowy landscape. It's not out in the wild, but you know what I mean. And that contrast of vibrant, beautiful color on what is essentially just a white canvas. I love it. I love it to bits. I think it looks fantastic. But I can't decide if I want to do that in City Skylines right now because right next to all of that color, we have these trees that are otherwise covered in snow. So I can't decide. I just don't know what the right option would be there. So I'm curious to know what your thoughts on that whole situation happen to be, because I would like to take them on board and see if we can figure out something that would be really interesting to do with color against this beautiful white canvas that we have with the snow. Now moving on from that, I do want to go ahead and I do want to start putting in things like these to, you know, actually get this park area to level up, because right now it's called Mulberry Park. And I do want it to level up. I do want things in here. I do want people visiting. We do have parking lots, of course, so people are absolutely visiting at the moment. And I think what I'm going to do, actually, just to really get people using those parking lots, is I'm going to say that... what is this option? Oh, vehicle restrictions. I'm going to say that people can't park along these... Actually, you know what? They can't park on the side that has the... They can't park on the side that has the trees, is what I think I'm going to say there. So, something like that. Just to push a few more vehicles into these parking lots, just so it looks a little bit more, you know, busy, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. But other than that, I mean, I'm quite happy with the path layout. Like I said, we got some fences, we got some paths, we got some trees. We have this beautiful bridge that, well, I said beautiful bridge. We have this bridge that goes all the way down past the highway here, which, by the way, I have raised up a little bit further, and I also brought this bank of the river in a little bit further as well, because realistically speaking, and obviously this is something that would happen over thousands upon thousands of years, but realistically speaking, this bank of the river would get eroded away quite quickly, and this bank of the river would actually get built up over time. And that is both physics and geography at play there. And I'm absolutely going to start quoting high school geography from 2005 to you right now, but that's fine. Basically, the water on the outside, so this left side of the river, is moving quite quickly. It's being thrown around this bend quite quickly, and it's eroding away at these rocks. And then the water on the inside here is, and again, in the game, it doesn't simulate this. I want to clarify, but I'm using the game to explain this. Realistically, the water on the inside is moving a lot slower, so it's going to deposit whatever sediment it might have, and it's going to cause this bank of the river to grow, essentially. So what can end up happening is this will get eroded, and this whole how can I explain this? Why am I explaining this? This whole bank of the river will just get pushed back and back and back. Then eventually the river will, you know what? We're going to move on. It's fine. I'm not, it's been 15 years since I was taught this, which is terrifying. It was 15 years ago. Oh my God. It was 15 years ago I started high school. I'm old. It was genuinely 15 years ago. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, boy. All right. Well, now that crisis is out of the way. Yeah, that's why I moved the bank in, because I wanted this to be elevated, but I wanted it to have reason to be elevated, so I brought the water in. That's why that whole tangent existed. Anyway. Yeah, so we're sitting on $1.3 million right now. We're sitting on a decent bit of demand for everything. But I'm kind of okay to just let that money keep coming in, because I want to finish this park and make it look fancy. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. I want to get these gazebos though, and we need a level 3 park for the gazebos. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to get a chessboard, and I'm going to put it over here, so that it's kind of away from the cathedral itself. Because this is very much a park for the cathedral, but I don't necessarily want the chessboard being visible from the cathedral. I mean, you can see it, but I just don't really, I don't know. I don't think it needs to be, you know, front and center and all that kind of stuff. I just think, you know, have it kind of here, but tucked away a little bit. Just so, you know, it's there. People can enjoy it, but it's not really a feature for the cathedral. What I'm also going to do is just throw in some trees like this to try and, you know, make it feel like this is still part of the same landscape. We're using very different trees around this, and the parks in here use very different trees to what the landscape has. The landscape's largely covered in conifers. So I'm putting conifers back in here to just try and make it feel like it's all a part of that same landscape, you know? So some conifers like that don't look too bad. Maybe bring them down like this. Maybe some conifers over in this corner a little bit, just to kind of tie it all together. Could be a bit of an idea. Maybe take that one out. And maybe something down here at some point as well. But I want those gazebos because I want to have some fun with them, and I want them to look like they are a part of the cathedral. And I know as well, there is a pack on the Steam Workshop that is like a cemetery pack. I might go grab that at some point and actually put like some graves around the cathedral, because I think if I know my cathedrals, and I've been to a couple, and I've been to quite a few churches as well. I went to a, so fun fact about me. Number one, I am not religious in any way, shape, or form. That is all I'm going to say on that. I don't have any comments, thoughts, concerns, or any opinion to put out there about religion in any way, shape, or form. I think you're entitled to believe what you want to believe, and I think everyone should respect people's beliefs, okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. We're not having this conversation. But I went to a very religious primary school and a very religious high school. I was raised in Northern Ireland or the UK or whatever you want to call it. Very religious. I was never extremely religious myself, but I was brought up in a very religious, I guess, setting. Okay. And I've been to a few churches and cathedrals and places like that. My high school was a convent at one point. So there were nuns. My religious education teacher in, I think, my 3rd year of high school was a nun. So, you know, I've been around religion. I'm pretty sure all of that is building up to explain why I'm pretty sure that bishops and priests often get buried in the grounds of churches. Bishops, anyway. I don't know if I think bishops and priests. Anyway, that's what I want to do. I want to put some graves just sort of around here and make it look like it was, you know, a bishop or a priest or something like that would have been buried in the grounds of this cathedral. I don't know why I had to explain all that with a story about my life, but there you go. Anyway, we're like 10 minutes into this video and I've done absolutely nothing but place some trees. Let's go ahead and I want to go in and I want to tear this out. I really want to go in and tear all of this out. But I still don't have anywhere else to put that industry right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm gonna build, I think here. I want to go in and I want to take these trees out to start with. So we're going to grab all of these trees. We're going to grab any props that are there. And I'm going to just take all of them out. So all of that bulldozed. And I want to go ahead and I want to flatten that land as well. Not necessarily super, you know, strict on the flattening, but I want to flatten it a little bit, just like this. So we have a nice canvas to work with here. I also want to know what that is, what kind of resource that is right there. So let's have a little look. Where are the... That isn't a resource. What exactly? Why is that color then? That's a bit odd. Doesn't matter. What I want to do is I want to build a power plant out here. And, you know, obviously it's a little bit further away from like where the middle of the city is going to be. And I think that makes sense. I could build it. Oh my God, there's a castle here. Ooh, I didn't even know this existed, but that's our video thumbnail right there. That's something like that, probably. I don't know. It's not going to be exactly that, but it'll be something like that. Gonna be really good clickbait. Y'all are going to think I'm building a castle this episode. Little did you know, I happened to just find it. But it's fine, because I'm admitting that I'm doing it, so you can't be mad about it. It's that's how that works, I think. Yeah, I want to build a power plant out here. We don't have the nuclear one yet, but we can do some stuff with the geothermal. We can do some stuff with the solar updraft towers. And I think we can just make something that looks kind of interesting. So, I mean, number one, I don't know how this is actually going to connect to everything. We could do trains. We actually could have some fun with trains here. Let's get ourselves some kind of, let's go for the industrial avenue road. So this one. So medium industry road. Let's keep it ground level. And let's do something like, let's see. Let's do something like this. So that's about 30. Maybe go a little bit further left. And yeah. About there seems fine. So about 30. We can go ahead. We can say cargo train terminal. I think that's about the middle. So we'll do there. And that means we're going to have to sort of redo this this train line a little bit. But I'm kind of okay with that. You know, bring that right back and let's just double up these train lines or maybe triple them up a little bit just to make this look, you know, really industrial. That's kind of what we're going for. So does that actually comes straight out and pretty much lines up perfectly there. So that's fine by me. What I think I want to do is bring this guy forward a little bit. Bring this forward a little bit as well. Not a whole lot, just a little bit there. So bring you to there, bring you to there. Let's see. This is kind of going to need to double up a little bit. So we're going to go 9 there. We're going to go like this. We're going to go like this. And we're going to see if these can all sort of connect together, which I hope they can. It looks like they will. And I mean, obviously, this is purely for aesthetics right now. There's no function to the majority of these tracks. But I think just for the aesthetics of the whole thing, I think it's going to look interesting having a bunch of train tracks coming in here. So bring that up to here. Now bring that out and bring that to... not quite like that. Now bring this out to there and let's do... So 10 and 5. It's not exactly perfect, but it'll do the job. This can come out. This can come out. And what we can do is 10 and I guess 10. So something like that. Again, you know, not perfect, not the neatest, but it kind of serves the purpose that I want it to serve. So you're going to come back to here and go like that. This guy is going to come out to there. He's going to go, I don't know, something like this and something like that. And that's fine by me. And I think that works. You know, it just makes this area look a little bit more industrial, like there's a little bit more going on, and it means any trains that want to come straight through here can do that. Any trains that want to go to the industry can do that. And that seems fine by me. We are going to want to connect this up to the highway, and I think the way to do that is going to be pretty plain and simple. I think what we can go ahead and do is basically, let's elevate... I don't know, let's elevate this by 7 meters. Let's go, I don't know, 35 seems like a pretty good amount there. Yeah, 35 seems pretty solid. That's all right by me. Let's grab a middle point on this. So, there we go. Take these guys out. And what I want to do is I want to go 10 on this side, and I want to go 10 on this side. I want to bring the whole thing up, so we're going to need to grab nodes and segments. We're going to elevate the entire thing to the middle height, and that seems fine. And then basically, we're just going to grab from here, we're going to say straight slope, and we're going to say like that. So that can, you know, elevate kind of nicely up and over into a bridge. I think this bridge can probably stay like a bridge and probably go straight into a tunnel, to be completely honest. I've also got prop and tree anarchy on, which is... Oh no, I've got road. Oh, I've got collisions off. That's what's going on there. That's fine. But what I think we'll do, we don't want to slope it. We want to align it to that height. And I'm going to try and turn this into a tunnel, is what I'm going to do. So we're going to say you are going to become a tunnel. And we're going to have to shift this around a little bit to make it look a bit better. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's going to go into a tunnel. It's going to go through this hill. It can come out over here somewhere. And it should be fine, I think. I think it'll be fine. What I will do is I'm just going to do exactly what I've been doing this entire time. So the same kind of connection to the highway, same kind of nonsense with this. I know it's not perfect, but... it's fine. We're going to allow it. So something like that. And then basically, I just need these to connect together. So let's just have a nice, simple curve like that. And good Lord. That is not quite what I had in mind for this. I need to see underground, and I need to grab some nodes here. And I need to be lowering those right down to about that height. So something like that. Actually, could we just... Can I just grab... Let me see here. Can I grab all of these nodes? And maybe that one as well? And then say slope? Or would it just make more sense to... Can I grab all of them and lower them a bit? Or grab all of them and straight slope it? I don't really... I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't know why I'm doing this. I never really care about tunnels. That seems fine. Let's see here. So this looks all right. I think I do want to, lower this guy a little bit. And this could maybe be moved that way a little bit. And then we can bring the terrain around that a little bit better. This side is kind of a similar story, so we're going to want to grab you and shift it there. Maybe, I think raise that up a little bit, actually, and raise you a little bit as well. There's definitely some strangeness going on there, but I think I can just smooth it, to be honest. I can probably just smooth a lot of this out. So bring this brush in a little bit. That's not what I wanted to do at all. That is absolutely not what I wanted to do. Let's just do some smoothing. So something like that. It looks all right. I might want to put some rocks around it, but I think that's acceptable. Just for the time being, I think that's acceptable. And that's going to give us, like I said, a good connection over to this industrial area. Obviously, you know, highways, it's going to need some work over here, but this is fine for the time being. We're going to need to turn the traffic lights off, but we're not going to do that yet. So we have our cargo train station. Let's go ahead. Let's bring this out just a little further because I can. And let's figure out where the power plant and all that's going to go. The actual power generation stuff for all of this. I'm thinking what I want to do is go from here. And I want to go from here. And I want to go another 10 and another 10. And I want to see what size these geothermal plants are. So they will... I could probably get 3 of them in there. If I move these roads a little further apart, I could get a bunch of them perfectly in there, though. So, I don't know why my bulldozer keeps going underground there. But basically, if we did this, and we did this, they'll fit perfectly in the middle. Which I'm kind of okay with. But I think what I want to do is, I do want to get these solar updraft towers in here as well. I do want to get something in here that looks like an office. As weird as that might sound, I want to get something that looks like an office. So, I'm tempted to use these faculty buildings, which are, I mean, they're, I don't know what, so these are university buildings, I guess. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, these are technically university buildings. These are technically gonna have people really interested in coming over to them. We could also do something like the Modern Technology Institute, which we've used for a variety of purposes in the past. It might be an interesting like main office for a power plant. I mean, it looks like that, which is a bit strange looking, and it's got the, but I think it looks, you know, sort of the part. Kind of. I don't know if it should be right across the road from the cargo train station, but I'm willing to try it. So let's do this. Let's do the Modern Technology Institute right there. Let me do some parking lots. Go 1, 2, and I can't really get one in the middle there. We could do parking garages and all that, but or garages. My accent recently has just gotten worse, in case anyone's wondering what's going on there. But we'll do something like this. We could, if I put a taxi thing out here, we could do some taxi stands in that space as well, which might be interesting. So let's do a taxi thing. Let's do a taxi stand. Let's get rid of the taxi thing because I just wanted the stand. There we go. And what we can actually do with those little dots there is throw in some trees. So let's just do these big ones because we totally can. So something a bit like that. And I think that looks okay. It puts a little bit more space between the cargo train station and the Modern Technology Institute. And I'm just going to bring these roads back another 20 and 20. I want to put a road right along the back of this building. So something a bit like that, I think. And then I want to put some power generation back here. So we're going to say we could do a solar updraft tower, but I think I'm going to save that. I'm just going to do 1 and 2 and 3. I don't know if it makes sense that these guys are like all back to front like that. It probably doesn't. Actually, you know, we can move these together a little bit, using a bit of anarchy to make it look even better. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. I don't know. I really don't know if they should be... should they be flipped around like that? I actually... You know what? I like them being flipped around like that. So let's see. This one would go on this side. We really could put these right next to each other, but I think that looks okay. So that's a bit of power generation for the time being. That'll be a lot of power generation as well. We could put some faculty buildings in there. I'm not going to put faculty buildings in there just yet, but we could. Let's bring this up. Let's bring this, I don't know, out a little bit to there. Let's do an angle because we can. Just to try and make it look like we're using more of the space than we actually are. Let's bring this to here. Let's bring this up a little bit and go for, I don't know, this kind of angle, I think. Let's just cut you off there, actually, because I want to have a similar angle, I think. So bring this over. And then maybe straight back. Bring you over. And almost straight back on that one. That would be kind of nice if we can get that to, if we can get that to line up, that'd be perfect. So like that. That can sort of go straight over. Doesn't really work, so maybe that road just doesn't exist. Maybe just something like that. And then a road here. It's kind of interesting. I think we could absolutely flatten these roads and then cut around it so it looks a lot sharper. I think that might not be a bad idea. So we'll grab some buildings, we'll grab all the nodes, we'll do all this stuff, and we're going to say level it to that height. And yeah, I think that looks kind of cool. So if we go in, what we can do is just bring the brush size up a little bit, bring the strength up a little bit, grab this height and just start cutting out some of the terrain here. I don't know what the purpose of cutting that bit out would be, but I like to imagine they probably would. And I like to imagine they probably cut that bit off as well. And maybe some of this too. I think we could maybe bring this kind of like this, right? Where the terrain almost flows into. So this bit here, I don't think this would have like originally been here. That's the way my head's thinking about this at the minute. I think some of this would have been like, I don't know, not necessarily like reclaimed land, but we've very deliberate chiseling away at the terrain here to make this look the way it looks. And then I guess we could put some sewage output pipes or whatever they're called on this as well to make it look interesting. But I like this. I like the idea that the power generation is going to be, way out here. It is a bit weird that the university's out this way. That's for sure. That is our only university that we have. It's probably a bit strange that I put it out here, but I mean, it's fine. I think, the idea that I have is that it's in my head, it's not a university. Obviously, functionally, it is a university. And we've had this conversation before when I dared say that could perhaps be like a government building. Functionally, it is a university. In my head, it's the headquarters for the power plant. All right, that's what's going on here. So just so we're aware, it's not got water. It's gonna have so many people going around it. It's gonna be ridiculous. But that's fine. We'll have some cargo coming out here as well. We've actually got a decent amount of traffic wanting to use this space. I think we probably do want to go ahead and say, turn off traffic lights there. And let's set up these junction restrictions. So you guys can enter the junction. You guys can enter the junction. You guys, do we want the highway giving way? I feel like I want these guys to give way. I think. I really don't know. I don't want anyone U-turning though. So let's have you go there. Let's have you go there and you go there. Let's have you go into that spot and you go into that spot. So there's going to be no U-turning whatsoever. You can go right and you can go to those two lanes. Then on this side, you're going out there and you're going to those two. You're going left only. You're going straight on. You're going straight on. And I think that's everything. I don't think I've missed anything. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously, I think, yeah, traffic is going to start backing up trying to get in here, though, because these guys aren't allowed to enter that junction. Which is going to be a nightmare, because now any traffic coming out is going to get blocked up as well. This probably needs to be a roundabout. Also, probably going to want bus connections to get out here as well. And possibly taxis too. Let's, I mean, I guess we could go ahead and throw a taxi thing in here. We could throw a bus thing in here as well, thinking about it. We could throw the biofuel bus depot out here. It's got some tanks on it that look kind of interesting. So, I mean, sure, let's do that. Let's put a biofuel bus depot out here. What else have we got? We've got these metro bus hubs and all that stuff. We've got the sightseeing bus depot, which I guess we could throw out here as well. I don't think there's any harm in doing that. We're not necessarily going to have sightseeing buses, but might as well, you know, have some facilities out here, as it were. And I don't know, we can figure out some other stuff to put in that space. I do want the taxi thing, and maybe we do want... Do we want a post-sorting facility? Because it could go kind of interestingly, like, right down here. Might not be a bad idea. I mean, it would... It's a little bit out of the way, but it might not be a bad idea. We could do some... Oh, garbage disposal out here. That's a thing as well. I'm going to use incineration plants for this as well because, you know, as nasty as they are, they do have these chimneys on them, and that is kind of what we're going for. You know, it's going to look like more power generation, I guess. A little bit nastier power generation, but power generation nonetheless. So yeah, that'll be kind of cool. I am thinking we're going to have a nightmare for traffic, but we'll see how it goes. We'll absolutely see how it goes. I think thus far it'll be fine. Let's do buses though, because we do, I think, yeah, we do have bus lines. So let's do a bus line that's going to go... That is our normal bus line, right? Yeah, let's do a bus line that goes from here. It goes to... What way do we want this to go? I'm going to say it goes to there. I'm going to say it goes... Oh, that wants to go the whole way around. I don't want it doing that. I want it to take a right-hand turn and come over this way. Oh boy. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, let's bring it up to, okay, let's bring it up to here. Since it shares that light blue line that goes kind of the whole way around everything. Let's bring it down to here. And then let's bring it all the way out to here. And I think we could have it stop somewhere in here. I want to say I want it to stop here, I think. Actually, no, there. And then I want it to go back. So it goes all the way back. It can go and stop there. It can go and stop there. And it just needs to loop around to get a stop there. How are we going to do... Why would it go all that way? Can I get it to come down here? I totally can. Can I get it to like loop around? I totally can. There we go. So that's fine. And I think that'll work. Those stops are a little bit close together, but that's all right. Vehicle type on this is going to be biofuel bus. Vehicle on the line gets deleted. No, not delete the line. Remove vehicle. So there we go. And budget control. So there we go. We'll have, it looks like we've got people already kind of waiting at each stop to use this line. So that's good. That's going to be a good thing. Obviously, a lot of traffic waiting to get through there. How's traffic over here? Traffic over here is not bad. But yeah, I mean, this, where the hell is my power plant? There it is. This seems like a decent idea is what it seems like. And it's going to get people coming out to the university. That's obviously kind of part of the plan. You know, it's going to get people moving out this way, all the power generation out this way. I think that's a good thing. And it's, you know, I want to put a nuclear power plant out here at some point as well. And I think that'll be a good thing. So I'm excited. To be totally honest, I'm excited. So let's do this. And let's do this. And let's do this. So it looks like, you know, a good amount of power is coming out of this space. So bring this guy back. Let's maybe do... Can I get this to line up with that middle one? I totally can. All right. And then this guy needs to line up with that one. And this guy needs to line up with that one, which is going to be somewhere. That's fine. Bring that straight back. Bring that over to there. Bring that over to there. And bulldoze you. And there we go. So that's the way power is going to get out of here for the time being. I think what we can do is consolidate these 3 lines into one, because this is, again, just purely for aesthetics. We don't need 3 power lines, but I just want it to be there because it looks kind of interesting. And I think for the time being, we're just going to do something like this. We'll just bring the power lines over. I don't know. Let's bring this straight forward to start with. So up to there, and then just over to there. And again, just for the aesthetics, we have, we've got these power lines doing this kind of thing. And that's going to be an amazing amount of power for the city. And I think that's going to be kind of important. I like this. I actually like this a lot. I think it's kind of a cool area. We've got a lot of garbage trucks going through. We've got the buses, but we've got people finally going to university. And I think that's kind of a big deal. Are there any other buildings, I guess, that we could put out here? There are warehouses. We could have some fun with these. And I might, actually, because that one fits there really nicely. That actually fits there really, really nicely. I think we'd flip it around, though. So the front of it's there, right? You kind of got this yard just around the front of it, but that's all right. I think that looks all right, the way it is. What resource are we putting in here, though? I guess, I don't know, forestry products can come out here. It's a bit of a distance away from forestry right now, but that's okay. I'm not really too worried about that. Factories, I mean, we've got a printing press. We could have put a printing press out here. Although we're not making plastics, are we? Or are we? I don't know. I don't know. We're not, because plastic isn't made from... What can we make from forestry, then? Furniture. I could fit a furniture factory out here. Hold on a minute. Do we not have a furniture factory? Are we making everything we need for this, which is plain timber and paper? That's the question. Let me have a look here. Paper, plain timber. What are you? So that's where the paper is getting made. Are we not storing the paper anywhere? Okay, yeah, let's do the furniture factory out here. Never mind the warehouse. Get that out of here. Let's just do a furniture factory, because it fits there really nicely as well. It's a decent looking building. It's obviously got wood vision on the side of it, which is maybe a little bit silly, but that's kind of fine by me. I'm not really too worried about it. And then in terms of what we put next to it, I kind of wonder, could I get a warehouse in there? And the answer is actually yes, I can get a warehouse in there perfectly. And that is going to be unique factory products. So that will kind of work out nicely. Yes, it's going to bring some forestry vehicles up this way, but we've got exports right here. So this seems like a pretty good way to do things and make this seem like a relatively busy area. And I kind of like that a lot. I think that's a pretty cool idea. We need to use this space for something as well. And I do need to go in and do some detailing in these weird spaces that we have between everything. And obviously this bit up here needs a little something, but I like this a lot. I actually really, really like this a lot. I think it looks kind of cool. And it seems like a decent little use of this this space to just turn it into a proper little industrial area. It's going to be where all of our power generation's done. We'll get some nuclear stuff in there at some point as well. And it is one step closer to being able to get rid of this nonsense over here. So, I mean, no complaints from me, I guess. I am thinking, though, just before I forget, we could put these inland water treatment plants around here. We don't have the advanced ones yet. We need 28,000 people for that. But we could put these things kind of around here a little bit and move them again away from that other, industrial location that we have. So I think that is something we're going to do. I think we can go ahead and we can go 1 and 2 and 3. Get those nicely connected to the water system. That's going to help to deal with, whatever sewage and whatnot we have. And I think we could also do a little bit of dirt path around here. Just like this. And then maybe go grab some fences or something just to enclose this a little bit. What kind of fence do we want, though? Not the amusement park fence. It's one of the industry ones. The ore industry fence or the oil industry fence. I think, I'm going to go ore. Just personal preference. I prefer the ore industry fence. So we'll bring that around and we'll bring this back to here. And we can just go ahead and, you know, move it all a little bit closer to the path that we have there. So something a bit like that. Let's see if we can line you up nicely there. That looks all right to me. And that looks all right to me. So something like that, just to kind of enclose that space a little bit. I think that's something we're probably going to want to do with more of this space, but that looks all right. I think that's fine for the time being. It's got power. It's doing a service. This whole area is actually doing, I mean, it's doing a lot, I reckon. We've got this thing actually making furniture. We've got nothing. Well, we actually do have a little bit in there right now. And we've got the trains heading out and doing their thing as well. I'm actually really pleased with this. I didn't even realize this area was here until I saw it at the start of the episode, or not the start of the episode. We had a 10-minute ramble at the start of the episode, but you know what I mean. This is what I love. This is what I love about City Skylines, right? You sit down and you have a 10-minute ramble about whatever geography. You know, I was going on about how I wanted to do this park, and then I just saw this, and it just came about. And I think it's kind of cool looking. I do. You know, it's using a bunch of base game assets for the most part, but I like it. So that's not base game, you know, non-modded assets. Base game implies, I guess, you know, no DLCs, whatever. You know what I meant. Probably, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there for today. I'm kind of happy with this right here. I do want to go ahead and I do want to expand the rest of the city and get the population up a little bit. I do want to get the advanced eco water inland treatment things, and I do want to get the nuclear power plants as well. So the population needs to climb, and I think what we're going to do, given that we have $1.5 million right now, I think next time we're going to go ahead and we're going to try and start on the old town, because we could probably afford it, and we could probably use that to really boost our numbers. And it's gonna give me time to figure out what I'm doing with all these weird roads, because I love this pattern, but I just don't know if it's necessarily right for what I'm wanting to do here. I want to make it a little bit more interesting rather than just this kind of single line weird angle grid thing. And also, don't forget, like I said at the start of the episode, if you do have a name suggestion for the park that surrounds the cathedral, let me know. And while you're doing that, let me know your feelings on the other thing I mentioned, which was using very, very vibrant colors and trees that don't have snow on them intentionally to bring some contrast and bring some color into this space. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure as always. If you liked the video, like the video. If you're new around here, do feel free to subscribe as well. I would love to say that content on the channel is nice and regular, but that would be a lie. It's getting there though. Probably. Anyway, thank you for watching. It's been my absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.